We're at the start of stage 15 at the Giro, and I'm with Matt Heyman from the Rabobank team, but he is, of course, Australian. How's your hill climbing going?
I suffered a bit yesterday, and there's a lot more suffering to do today, so just trying to get in a good group today and get to finish to try and get through this Giro.
And what do you see your prospects as after the hills?
Yeah, we've got the mountain time trial tomorrow, which looks really hard, then a rest day, and then there's a couple of flattish stages, so if I can get through the next 2 days, I'll have a go in the bunch sprints after that. Dennis looked really good yesterday, my teammate, so if he moves up on GC, maybe there'll be a different story in the last week and we might have to help him out for a GC spot.
That sounds fun. Now, the other one who wasn't looking so good was Brownie. He'd had enough?
Yeah, Brownie suffered a lot in the first week, and I think the last two, the 12 and 13 stages were bunch sprints, and I think he really had set himself a goal to sprint there. And yesterday when they went out of the start again, I think it was just too much for him. He'd been through too much, so he's off home.
But, I mean, he's not really the hill man anyway. I thought the last chance for a real bunch sprint was a couple of days ago. So, I mean, why does he... Usually Robbie doesn't even start, once you get to the climbs either. Why would he want to start?
For Graham, I think he wanted to try and get through a first 3-week tour to try and build himself as a rider. He suffered a lot in the first couple of weeks even to get to there. There's one more sprint stage, probably stage 17. So I think he had an eye on that. Seeing that a lot of the sprinters would be going home, so there'll be a lot less sprinters in stage 17. But no, just got the best of him.
Oh, well, I mean, 2 weeks of this kind of stuff, I can't believe it. Yes, it's pretty brutal. Now, tell us about your food consumption.
Yeah, for probably the first time in a couple of years, I've been eating a plate of pasta and a bowl of rolled oats every morning for breakfast, and then during the day we're just trying to get as much calories in during the race as we can, eating all day long.
And do your Rabo Dutchies have some chocolate sprinkles and stuff to make sure you keep up the energy?
They definitely do have a lot of chocolate sprinkles at the dinner table.
On the pasta?
No, haven't got that far yet. Not that far yet. Sometimes sprinkle some sugar on the pasta when you got to eat it early in the morning.
That sounds really nice. And tell us how your legs feeling. Like yesterday's stage, that looked so hard at the finish there. It was just absolutely grueling.
Yeah, I was in a bit of a bad situation the last 5K, so yeah, legs aren't. I'm just hoping, crossing fingers today, that the first couple of climbs will be a little bit easier. Yeah, yesterday in the end, I mean, even if you're riding in a gruppetto and it's easy, you've been on the bike for 5.5, 6 hours, and you've been over all those climbs. So yeah, and the 2 weeks of racing already in your legs, so I was pretty stuffed after yesterday, and I'm sure today will be the same.
Yeah, well, it's all relative. What's easy for gruppetto for you is for every human being is an absolute torture. Finally, Italians aren't well known for warming up, and they're starting this stage at the base of a big climb. Yeah. Are you going to be doing a warm-up today?
Oh, I rode from the bus to here, so that'll be about it, I think.
So at this stage in the tour, warm-up and cool-down is sort of like just extra time?
They've done too many Ks this week, the last 2 weeks, to be worrying about doing any extra, so no, I'll just crossing fingers that they're not going to go straight out of the start.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us, Matt. Best of luck today. I hope you make it over with who you want to make it over with.
So do I. Thanks very much.